Have you ever met someone who seems overly self-centered or excessively seeks admiration? If so, you might have encountered a narcissist. A narcissist is someone who has an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. Understanding narcissism is vital because it allows us to navigate our relationships more effectively. Narcissists can leave us feeling drained, belittled, or misunderstood, and recognizing these traits can help us set healthy boundaries. It's not about labeling or judging people, but rather about understanding behaviors that can impact us negatively. So, how do you spot a narcissist? What signs should you look for? Don't worry, we're about to dive deep into this topic. In this video, we shall explore the top 10 ways to identify a narcissist. 1. A total lack of empathy is a classic sign of narcissism. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's what allows us to connect on a deep emotional level, to feel for someone when they're going through a tough time, or to share in their joy when they're celebrating a victory. Now imagine a conversation with a friend who's just received some bad news. Instead of offering comfort or understanding, the person you're talking to seems more interested in their own feelings and experiences. They might downplay your friend's feelings, redirect the conversation to themselves, or even seem annoyed by your friend's display of emotion. This total disregard for the feelings and needs of others, prioritizing their own instead, is a hallmark of narcissism. This total lack of empathy is a key characteristic to look out for when dealing with possible narcissists. 2. A narcissist typically has a strong sense of entitlement. This is not just about wanting the best seat at the table or the biggest piece of cake. It is an ingrained belief that they are inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. Narcissists often expect others to automatically comply with their every wish and whim. It's a one-way street with them, where they believe the world should revolve around their needs, without any thought of reciprocation. They assume that their desires, needs, and opinions should take precedence over others. This sense of entitlement can manifest in numerous ways, such as expecting constant praise, demanding unreasonable favors, or displaying an unwillingness to follow social norms and rules. It's as if they live in their own bubble where they are the sun, and everyone else is just a planet revolving around them. So, an inflated sense of importance and entitlement is a clear sign of narcissism. 3. Narcissists often exaggerate their achievements. This is not merely about having a healthy self-esteem or being proud of legitimate accomplishments. No, this is about inflating their successes, often to unbelievable proportions, in an attempt to appear superior. They may claim to have graduated from a high-profile university when they've simply attended a seminar there, or assert they've rubbed shoulders with influential figures when they've merely been in the same room. The truth is often twisted, stretched, and contorted until it serves their narrative of superiority. This exaggeration extends beyond personal achievements too. It seeps into every aspect of their lives, from their relationships to their careers. It's a relentless pursuit of validation, a desperate need to be seen as the best, the brightest, the most important. Ultimately, it's less about the achievements themselves and more about the image they portray to the world. The need to appear superior often drives a narcissist's behavior. 4. Narcissists have a constant need for praise and admiration. It's as if they're on an unending quest for validation, a relentless pursuit of being lauded. This is not merely about having a healthy self-esteem or a sense of accomplishment. Rather, it's a deep-seated, pervasive hunger for constant affirmation of their worthiness. Imagine someone fishing for compliments, not occasionally, but almost obsessively. Or think of a person who gets visibly upset or irritable when they're not the focal point of a conversation or a gathering. It's as if they have an internal applause meter that needs to be constantly filled up. This need for praise often stems from their fragile self-esteem. They rely heavily on external validation to maintain their inflated self-image. When they don't get the admiration they expect, they may feel slighted, leading to feelings of resentment or anger. A constant need for admiration is another key characteristic of a narcissist. 5. Narcissists are known for taking advantage of others. This trait is particularly insidious because it often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, adept at spinning situations to their advantage. They can charm, persuade, and cajole others into serving their needs, often without the person even realizing what's happening. But it's not just about manipulation. Narcissists exploit others with little to no regard for their feelings or well-being. They view people as tools to be used, stepping stones on their path to getting what they want. Whether it's for personal gain, to inflate their ego, or to maintain an image, they won't hesitate to use others. And here's the kicker: they often do this without any remorse. They might even convince themselves that they're doing the other person a favor, but in reality, they're just serving their own interests. A disregard for others' feelings and a willingness to use people for personal gain is a clear sign of narcissism. Now let's move on to the remaining 5 traits. The 6th trait we're going to discuss is the tendency of narcissists to belittle others. They often have an insatiable need to feel superior and will do so by putting people down. It's like a game of seesaw for them. They believe in order to elevate themselves, they need to lower others. They might mock, criticize, or dismiss the achievements of others, often under the guise of humor or just being honest. It's a defense mechanism, really. By belittling others, they protect their own fragile self-esteem. Next up, we have the 7th trait, which is the inability to handle criticism. Narcissists are notorious for their hypersensitivity to criticism, no matter how constructive it might be. A simple suggestion for improvement can trigger a full-blown narcissistic rage or a cold withdrawal, also known as the narcissistic injury. This reaction is due to their inflated ego and the desperate need to maintain their perfect self-image. To them, any form of criticism is a personal attack and a threat to their superiority. The 8th trait is a habit of breaking rules. Narcissists often believe they are exempt from the rules that govern the rest of us. Whether it's cutting in line, speeding, or even breaking laws, they believe they are entitled to do so. They view rules and laws as inconveniences or hurdles meant for others, not for them. This trait stems from their sense of entitlement and their belief in their own exceptionalism. Next, we find a fascination with power and status, which is our 9th trait. Narcissists are often drawn to symbols of status and power. They might be overly concerned with their appearance, material possessions, or the right connections. They are attracted to high-status individuals and tend to name-drop frequently. Their self-worth is tied to these external markers of success, and they use them as a means to assert their superiority. And finally, our 10th trait is a tendency to hold grudges. Narcissists rarely forgive and never forget. They hold on to perceived slights or betrayals for an incredibly long time, often plotting revenge. They may engage in passive-aggressive behavior, give the silent treatment, or even go to great lengths to get even. This inability to let go stems from their hypersensitivity to criticism and their need to protect their grandiose self-image. These traits, while not exhaustive, provide a comprehensive guide to identifying a narcissist. So, to recap, we've explored the top 10 traits to identify a narcissist. Remember, a lack of empathy is usually the first red flag, followed by an inflated sense of entitlement. Be wary of those who constantly brag about their achievements, and take notice when someone seems to need constant praise. Another common trait is the tendency to take advantage of others for personal gain. We've also covered the remaining traits, including an obsession with fantasies of unlimited success and power, a belief that they are unique or special, an excessive need for admiration, a tendency to exploit others, and a tendency to be envious of others or believe others are envious of them. Understanding these traits is crucial to dealing effectively with narcissists. It's not about labeling people, but about recognizing patterns of behavior that can be harmful to you and those around you. Being aware of these traits can help you navigate interactions with potential narcissists, promoting healthier and more balanced relationships.